I'm always looking for ways to be more sustainable with my fashion choices. And one of our amazing Instagram community members asked the question, how do we be stylish and sustainable at the same time? Now, I'm going to discuss a few things that have helped me become more sustainable on my own style journey and some tips around how to find the best buys with secondhand and vintage shopping techniques. Now, when it comes to sustainability and fashion, my ethos has always been quality over quantity. Now, this has taken some time for me to implement in my own wardrobe because it requires a lot of self control, especially in today's environment where we are bombarded with advertising and it's so easy to buy things with a click of a button. So we can easily get that dopamine hit when it comes to shopping. So, when it comes to quality over quantity, what I love to do with my own wardrobe is invest in fewer high quality pieces. And those pieces are staples in my wardrobe that I can see myself mixing and matching with multiple pieces in my wardrobe and ones where I can see myself wearing for a really long time. I love the concept of cost per wear, and coming from a finance background originally, cost per wear is so important to me. So, what that is it is the cost of the piece divided by the number of wears that you can see yourself wearing in the future. So, if an item has a low cost per wear, then that is essentially a good thing because it means that you are getting the most out of that piece in your wardrobe. So, even though you may think that it is quite an investment now, you may find in the long run that it is cheaper in the sense that you are not constantly replacing this piece. You are able to take care of it properly and mend it if needed, and it's going to last you a really long time. Also, having too many pieces in your wardrobe creates that overwhelm with getting dressed. So, having curated pieces that are really going to serve you are going to be better for you in the long run, not just for your wallet, but also taking out the stress of getting dressed. And they say that the most sustainable piece that you can have in your wardrobe is one that you already have. So, getting out of that cycle of constantly purchasing pieces, especially every season, you don't have to refresh your wardrobe every season. And I think that's a common misconception. But just having those pieces that have longevity and even going for something like a capsule wardrobe if you're starting out can be really helpful to implement that ethos around quality over quantity. The other aspect of this is really paying attention to the fabrication and materials because it's really important to know the impacts of the pieces that we are choosing. For example, if we were to buy a full polyester garment, not only will you be sweating in that piece because it doesn't breathe, but it can take up to 200 years to decompose. Whereas a natural fiber, such as linen, even cotton, can take much less than that, even months to decompose. So you can see how much of a difference a choice of material with our clothing can make to the environment. The other aspect of sustainability, which I've been incorporating into my wardrobe more so lately, is secondhand and vintage shopping. Now, what I love about this concept is that you are purchasing a piece and adding it to your wardrobe, and that piece has already been loved by someone else and served someone else in their journey. And they're now letting it go, and you are able to bring that piece into your wardrobe to serve you. And I have found some really good gems over the years. And speaking to some of my clients, they have also found some fantastic pieces secondhand. Now, when it comes to secondhand clothing, the best find that I ever found was an Anine Bing blazer, which I purchased off eBay for about a third of the original price. And it was still in fantastic condition. And all it needed was a steam and a dry clean. and it felt perfectly new. And I still have that piece in my wardrobe today after many years. And I don't think I'll ever get rid of it because it is one that will never really go out of style. So when it comes to thrifting, definitely enjoy the hunt. I feel like that's part of the fun. And also take note of the quality and condition of the piece. So if it is still in fantastic condition, it has structural integrity and maybe requires just a slight bit of mending, then it could definitely be a piece that you will get longevity out of in the future. Also, when I buy a secondhand piece, the first thing that I do is give it a dry clean and a good steam. And that way it is clean and it is ready to go in your own wardrobe. There's so many fantastic platforms and secondhand stores in your local area that you can explore when it comes to hunting for those pieces. Even Facebook Marketplace can be a fantastic spot to find some secondhand items for your wardrobe. The other area that you may want to explore for secondhand and vintage shopping is those investment pieces such as leather handbags. Any piece that you can see yourself investing in, I think it's worthwhile exploring the secondhand market. You can definitely find some designer bags for the fraction of the original price. And I feel like with something like designer handbags, people usually take really good care of their pieces. So you'll find that those pieces are still probably in fantastic condition, but you're paying a fraction of the original cost. Now, when it comes to caring for your clothes, this is an area that I'm also really passionate about because not only is it showing respect for the pieces that you have in your current wardrobe, but you can really extend the life of your wardrobe as well. So, what I do is I always follow the care instructions on the label. Now, I'm sure most of us have been there where we've purchased a beautiful cashmere or wool jumper that says dry clean only, but we've thought, I could probably get away with washing this. Now, I've definitely done this with silk as well. And we've either shrunk it or misshapen or discolored the piece. Now, this can feel quite painful because you've probably spent quite a bit of money purchasing that piece in the first place. So my first tip is to just make sure that we follow the washing instructions. And even though it may seem a bit to spend money on the dry cleaning, but we'll be spending more in the long run because we'll have a piece that is probably too small for us now. Also, mending and alterations can be really great for recreating a piece in your wardrobe and also extending the life of a piece in your wardrobe as well. I find that when there have been body shape changes or you've had a piece that you've absolutely loved for a long time and it's now a bit worn, you can take it to your local tailor and they'll be able to either reimagine or recreate the piece or be able to change the size of the piece for you as well. Also, it's really important to consider how you store your pieces as well. So, what I love to do is hang every piece in my wardrobe if I can. That not only helps air out the pieces, but I make sure that the pieces aren't too squished together so they can breathe. And also making sure that pieces such as knits, I'm either folding them so they don't lose their shape or I'm hanging them in a way that doesn't misshapen them. So proper storage of your pieces is really important. Even when it comes to your handbags, keeping them in a cool, dark place where you won't have any discoloration from the sun, and just making sure that there's no moisture or any dust that may cause any deterioration of your pieces. Also, having a think about the care requirements of the piece before you're adding it to your wardrobe is also important because if you don't have time to take a piece to the dry cleaners or it's too much of a hassle, You may want to stick to pieces where you won't have to take them to the dry cleaners in the first place, and going for materials and pieces that are machine washable or hand washable is probably the best way forward. So when it comes to sustainability and personal style, it's something that we can start incorporating into our everyday choices. And over time, it will become easier as we become more educated on the topic. It's definitely something that I didn't know a lot about when I first started my style journey, but I'm making more of an effort to learn more about it now because it is important to me. And it is something that I want to incorporate in my wardrobe choices every day. So I hope that this episode has helped you with practical advice on how to become more sustainable whilst maintaining your personal style.